Okay, I'm gonna talk about it now. Here we go. What's up, you guys? It's Adam J. And how y'all doing today? So, this video is one of those serious videos, and I finally decided to talk about it. This is my coming out video. I'm gay. If you know my friend Maddie Ann, we made a video on her channel about a week ago, which was actually a coming out video. But I wanted to make one on my channel too because I thought it was important to have. So for some of you, this may not be that much of a shock, and this may not be like a oh yeah, we already knew that, and etc. blah blah blah, like okay. But I just wanted to share my story with you, and yeah, here we go. So when I was in 7th grade, I liked this girl, and things just didn't work out because, number one, you really don't have relationships in 7th grade, and you don't really, experience true love and true feelings at that time in your life. But I liked this girl, and it didn't work out. Like, she didn't like me back, and, I had to let go of those feelings and move on to something else. And it had always been like the beginning of 7th grade. Every time I saw guys, I always felt like there was more of a connection. There was always more of an attraction towards guys than there was to girls. So, after that happened, I was like, well, I've never actually, been with a guy before. I've never truly expressed feelings to a guy before. So maybe if there's ever a guy that comes along in my life, I should try to express feelings to him. Well, I went to summer camp after 7th grade, the summer going into 8th, and there were a lot of gay guys at my summer camp. And I think it just really exposed me and really just kind of broke me out of my shell. I actually came out to my friend Olivia, who was in Maddie's video. I actually came out to her first, probably in the beginning of 7th grade, and told her I was bisexual, because that's what I felt at the time. But then I went to this summer camp, and I was really exposed to that, and I really, I was like, okay, I see this now, and this is what I want. I understand it better because I had no prior knowledge of the LGBT community. And I didn't know what my feelings were. I didn't know if I could express these feelings, if it was right to express these feelings, so on and so forth. So when I came back that year, at the start of 8th grade, I officially came out to everybody, even though it was like one of those scenarios where everyone was like, we already knew, and, whatever. But it was one of those scenarios where I told everybody in the beginning of 8th. I was open about it. If somebody came up to me and asked, I would say, yes, I'm gay. I was open about it. And then, in the beginning of 8th grade is when I had my first boyfriend. The relationship lasted about not even like a week. And I started and ended the relationship, just because it wasn't working out. But I started to break through, and I started to come out more, out of my shell. And 8th grade was pretty mellow. And then in high school, when I was a freshman, I met my friend Maddie, and she told me about the LGBT community, and how strong the community is, and what beliefs people have, and so on and so forth. And then I started getting into it. I started looking things up. I started learning about all the different genders, all about the different sexualities. And there's so many more genders and sexualities than people think. It goes so much farther than just being gay or straight, or being male or female. It extends so much. And yes, from somebody who came from nowhere, not knowing anything about the community, it was really confusing. I didn't understand it at all. And so, she was a really big guidance to that. She was a huge help And, you know, I don't know what I would have done without her. I wouldn't have been who I am today. Um, you know, I don't have the best coming out story, but, you know, it's an interesting one, and it definitely has made a huge impact on my life. Um, and I'm happy. I'm happy with who I am. You know, I've never really had any negative or like bad tension in the air per se for being gay. But I'm happy with who I am, and I wouldn't change anything for anything. And it's just, you know, you should be free to express who you are. You should be happy with who you are. And I know a lot of YouTubers say that, and a lot of people say that, like, just be yourself. But it's truly genuine. Like, we mean it. Like, be yourself. Be happy with who you are. Because you are the best version of you. You know, you're also your own worst critic. You hear that all the time. But just be yourself and be happy. And if you're gay, straight, if you identify as male, female, transgender, if you identify as a dog or a unicorn or a box of chocolate, like, I mean, just be happy with who you are, express yourself, and don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe down below. And sorry for the late upload again, but I will see you guys next week. Bye!